Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's stream. Yes, it's Helldivers Night. Yes, it's an hour and a half past when we usually start, but plans have changed, stuff has happened, and I'm going to be finishing out like the last couple boxes of Indeedee eggs that I have from Sunday night. So that's what's going on tonight. I got Armorhide, Sparda, and Chuck in the call with me right now.
Hello.
If any of you could just make sure that the camera and my microphone are actually in time with each other.
Yeah,
Chuck.
It should be.
You look good. Yeah,
it.
you look good.
Yeah, I just reset it before I started. That usually fixes it if there's an issue, but always good to double check.
Yeah, no, you seem fine. Did you end up getting that Teddy Ursa or the Blood Moon?
The Teddy Ursa I got like on the 21st. The Ralts I got a couple days later. My current target is the female Indeedee.
How much? How many eggs was that for the Teddy Ursa?
Teddy Ursa was 943.
Fucking hell, dude! Oh my god, I would never do that.
Yeah. It's the thing is the Masada methods shit is like if I just wanted a shiny Teddy Ursa, I would have had it with fucking.
But you needed zero, so
quickly. I wanted zero speed, and it's easier to fucking guarantee that with eggs. So yeah, hatched that 943 eggs. Masada method odds are 1 in 512. So
Really?
I went above that. That new icon for Kevin is cursed.
What's his icon?
It's on stream if you want to see
Oh
it.
God!
He joined voice call. I'm like, oh, it's like his old one, but like with his actual glasses.
What's going on?
Just looking at your Discord icon. It's just like that. That's cursed as fuck. Okay. I'm so used to your old version.
Oh, it's Ludicolo. Sunglasses.
It's just Ludicolo.
Yep.
Yep. Alright, back to kite fishing and random fishing holes to get stuff.
Ludicolo wearing sunglasses cursed.
It's not.
I don't know. It's just the difference from like previous to now. Oh, it's the difference from previous to this one. Just feels weird to me. Also, I think it's just the fact that it like almost looks like your previous one, but the upper half of the face has been swapped with like your actual face. It's just kind of how it feels to me.
Are we looking at the same picture?
I don't know.
No,
Are you talking about my Discord picture?
Huh?
Are you talking about my Discord picture?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
then I'm super
Ludicolo. Yeah, it's Ludicolo.
It's Ludicolo.
Oh, it's not Ludicolo on my end.
Then I'm really confused.
I don't know if maybe it's the Kappa. Like, sorry, let me rephrase that. It's the version of your Discord image that appears on like the Fugi deck thing. So it's the visual that's popping up on stream.
it's your Kappa picture.
Yeah.
His Discord image is Ludicolo.
I guess maybe he has a different one set up in Fugi, so it's just universal across Fugi.
Yeah.
Wait, what am I going to have to go look at? Let me get this. That's the case. This is the one that I have to.
Usually, if I have a preset one, the Fugi image is usually just your Discord avatar. So I just figured.
Is this on a stream somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on my stream
I
right now.
don't see you streaming.
On Ninja Studios, really?
I'm more
That's
confused than ever.
Yeah, well, apparently. definitely on.
Oh yeah, that's my new VTuber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just my new revamped PNG tuber.
Yeah. I know, it's just, I hadn't seen the new one yet, so it popped in, it's just the eyes were just throwing me.
It was hard to keep them the way they used to be without making the new art style look. It was very uncanny, and I didn't like it.
Okay. Fair enough.
That we were looking at like pictures of like Kappa characters, and I was like, they've all just got these cute little black dots for eyes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your stream right now. Oh, okay.
Now you see what I'm talking
Yes.
Ah, who are these people?
Both just sitting in Discord like, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I am so confused. What is he talking about? I was like, oh, it's the Fugi image because, yeah, I haven't, like, custom put in one for you, so I was just seeing it change. I just figured it was your Discord icon.
Oh yeah, no, I re-uploaded my thing.
Okay.
You could just make your display picture just big old
Been the
butt.
Kappa face reveal. The verdict is apparently unsettling.
I don't. Probably less so for some people. For me, I was just laughing at it because it, like, compared to the old one, it like just feels like it's like just a slightly updated version of the old one, but with like your actual like eyes. It's just how it feels to me.
Fair enough. Which is ironic
It's
because
like-
my eyes are
it's just-
blue.
Yeah, fair. Yes, it's a smaller version of the image 2 on my screen, so that might be part of it. But yeah.
I don't know what I want to do.
Fucking charity month is over.
How much money did you raise?
Now my this at the end of the day, I think it was like 159 US, the whole thing. That was between like the 30 something Canadian I raised with my actual stream stuff and like the other 160 something Canadian I tossed in the pot from the tournament I was hosting on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I need to go grab my keyboard. Be right back.
Sponsored by Banana Games downtown.
And where's that?
I know them.
Yeah, they're in the Aura building at Gerard and Young.
Where does Russ do fight games?
People talk about them regarding Beyblade locals.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they definitely been hosting those. I've basically seen a handful of the VGC because they have VGC locals there too. That's where
that's
our
awesome.
downtown Toronto location is. Yeah. So Banana hosts our VGC locals. They host TCG. They host Beyblade. I've seen them do that.
I think it's insane how popular Beyblade is right now.
Yeah, it kind of
It's
exploded again out of
crazy.
nowhere, and I'm fucking weirded out.
Because at the place we go to play Commanders, or Andre, you remember Andre, right? Raven?
Oh,
Do you remember
Who
Andre?
again?
He used to hang out with us a long time ago. Ichi met him through Beyblade.
oh. I might know him by like an online handle more than I'd know him by his actual name. That
I
might
don't
be
know
why.
his online handle, but he owns a card shop in Mississauga now. And
Neat.
fucking, they had Beyblade locals yesterday, and there was like 40 some odd people there.
Shit.
It's crazy.
Alright. I know, I know Banana does Beyblade also, just because I listened to, like, one of our local VGC players who also goes to the Beyblade locals talk about
Could you imagine if they had them at the same time and all you would just hear in the background if they're live streaming it just fucking dink, dink, dink?
You joke, they've
Oh
done that.
my god, I would hate that.
it's just, I don't think it was like a full local, like, for Beyblade at the time, but like, they definitely had Beyblade matches going on in the background while we were playing VGC. Hey, Bork Nugget, how you doing tonight?
Who's that?
In chat.
No,
Bork Nugget.
no. That's on the show.
Oh. Tired but vibing? Good to hear. Good to hear. In my case, I've been out all day. Used to be Mirage Strike. Okay. That makes more sense. I was wondering why I didn't recognize the name at all, but you didn't show up as a first-time chatter on my thing. So I was like, this person has been here before. I don't know when. Maybe for an Ichi stream. I don't know. But okay, Mirage Strike I recognize. You started out on Twitch as this. Oh, okay. You debranded? I see. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes the name you've been using for a bit just don't vibe with you anymore. But yeah, it was, I spoke to the guys at the owner of Banana Games like back in May about the idea of them sponsoring a VGC Invitational I wanted to host online, and they were actually very open to the idea.
That's good.
They handed me like $200 to add to the prize pot for it.
Nice.
The idea right off the rip was, yeah, first place gets half the prize pot, the other half goes straight to the charity. Another guy drop an extra $35 in the pot, so we ended up with $100 from me and the other judges combined. So we ended up with $335, split 50-50 between the winner, who actually also a local by chance, and the other half going to Point of Pride. So,
oh, so
at
that
the
was
end of the day, the entire
sorry. What? I was gonna say that was the tournament you just did for
Buddy.
yeah, it
What
was
you
the one I
doing?
did Sunday night. Yeah,
Hmm.
because I was
What
the
you
first
doing?
four tournaments we hosted this. The first 4 Sunday night tournaments we hosted this month were all qualifiers. And the top 8 from each of those tournaments got an invite for the invitational and played for money.
Oh, nice.
And I joked a handful of times about that the person who ended up actually winning was the shark in the water for that whole tournament. That was right. She won. That's what happens when I double check when I'm looking at the names of people in tournaments and I go, oh, that's the person I know qualified for Worlds last year. So it's like, oh, Pork Nugget must have eaten something off. Your body's not happy with you. Ugh.
Wolfie speed spotted me before.
God, I swear to God, if Wolfie ever showed up to one of my tests.
Hey guys, I'm going home.
Yeah, every single person in that would be like, oh. Now, if Wolfie ever joins for one of my tours and is playing in it, I'm just gonna call up Kylan and just see if we can get him in there too. Get the World's 2024 rematch. Like, give Wolfie the run back.
wish I had the
But it
patience
wasn't
to
enough!
Pokemon VGC.
And for anybody who doesn't know when I said that, Kylan's one of our locals here in Toronto who plays VGC. He's the one who knocked Wolfie out of Worlds contention last year. He beat him in the fucking top 20-something. Off stream. It was hilarious. Top cut. They got to top cut, and like the very like it's like an asymmetrical top cut. So it's like there's a one round where it's like the top 20 something. I think it was like 26 at Worlds, and then they just bring it. A bunch of people get buys, and they bring it down to a top 16. So in that round, I don't remember whose match they streamed at the time. It was probably NJ's, but they streamed one match, and then off to the side was Kylan versus Wolfie, and every member of the Toronto VGC group was watching it in Discord because someone else in the group who was there at the tournament was literally holding their phone behind Kylan's head so he could record the match off of Kylan's Switch. We were all watching the Kylan versus Wolfie match on Discord.
You know, I started playing Violet from the beginning again, and I think it's a little bit jarring how smooth the game is now on the Switch too.
On Switch
Yeah.
too? Yeah. No, I've heard.
Sometimes it just feels like some of the animations go a little too fast, and it just feels weird.
Yeah, especially when you're just used to the jank
Yeah.
at this point. It's like, oh, yeah, that's what that was supposed to be like, eh?
Hopefully, with this new game that they're making done, maybe they'll put more effort into Pokemon.
Yeah.
I grew up on Red and Blue. I'm used to my Pokemon games running at 5 FPS.
I appreciate that. About the same, honestly. I sit there like I'm not expecting high graphics on any of this shit. I'm fully appreciating that my fucking messing around with item interactions has managed to make it so that almost every Indeedee in these boxes is no good attack, no good speed. Almost every fucking one of them. Like, yes. The chances of me actually getting the one I want are still decent. I just need to hatch a female. A female shiny.
I realize they won't because they're already like too deep in the sauce. I'm also of the opinion that I wouldn't mind if Game Freak pivoted to this like 2.5D art style and go back to sprites.
I mean, yeah. That'd be neat, honestly.
I don't think they're doing a good enough job with the 3D models.
Yeah, the 3D models at times do feel kind of fucking lifeless.
I think most of the effort over the last couple of years was put into that game, and they've just left the B team to do the fucking Pokemon games.
Yeah. I mean, we knew beforehand they were split into two different teams already. With some of them working on the side games, some of them working on the main one. Some cross little additions being added here and there as they went, oh, this shit's really was really responded to well by the community. We should put that in the new one too.
No, I mean like that new game they were working on, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I know which one. The fucking really good graphical
That game that I thought was Wild Hearts 2, and it pissed me off.
Yeah. Yeah, but now they've released that trailer and everybody's like, this is the fucking shit you guys are capable of? What the fuck? And Generation 10 better look like this shit. On that note, like I fucking said it on stream previous and I put out a fucking video of the conversation, but I probably waiting until like just before ZA to get a Switch 2. Definitely want to play that on that console.
Yeah.
But
Why spend-
having seen what the difference is between Scarlet and Violet between the two consoles, I definitely want to play the newer game on the better console.
Yeah.
But I kind of have no reason to use it for Scarlet and Violet just yet. Especially considering that I can't use a Switch 2 for regionals.
Yeah, when's regionals?
The next one's Worlds at this point.
When's that?
And then
When's that? Is there a date?
like towards the end of August.
Oh, it's close.
Yes, the NAIC was like a couple weekends ago, and that was like the last major for the year. And then they just do Worlds in August, and then they start the regional cycle again with like at least one every month. Looks like they're increasing the number of them again this year, so
Regionals are in person
That'll
or
be-
online?
they're in person. The online ones, if they do it again, the GCs, the Global Challenge, Grand Challenge, depending on which version they do, those are also usually like once a month, or they were this year. But that's like best of one ladder tour style, so.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get a Switch 2 until Christmas time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's really no need
Yeah.
to rush to get one.
Yeah. Like, honestly, the only thing that was on it from launch was Mario Kart, and I didn't fucking care about Mario Kart, so. I'm just like, I don't care about Mario Kart, I can't use it for fucking Pokemon tournaments, and therefore transferring my digital copy of Scarlet over to the Switch 2. Probably not a great idea. Until we confirm what the fucking status of that is for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just buying the Switch 2 version of ZA and going from there.
About same. I don't need to get mine until that game comes out.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, because it'll work on the Switch until I need it to be on the Switch 2.
yeah, I definitely just want to play that game on Switch too. So just as long as I can get one before that, doesn't matter.
I just want to play it. It would be nice to play it on the 2, but I'm not $800 afraid to play it on the Switch 1.
Fair enough.
And Bonanza or whatever, Bonsai or whatever. I can wait.
Bonsai?
Yeah, yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonsai Bonanza.
Yeah, whatever
It's
the
amazing.
fucking Donkey Kong game is, I can wait on that.
Yeah, it looks really good though.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Bonsai is a fucking catchy ass song.
Mhm.
That's about all I gotta say about that one. What? Eggs. Love having very little clue what the fuck's going on tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know what I have to do tomorrow, but like, don't know whether or not I have help yet. That's probably important information.
Mm-hmm. Why is Buster Syrup so expensive? Oh, so it's $50. It's not that bad.
Oh. Well, I ended up out in Kitchener today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Danette went to a concert on Sunday night and proceeded to forget her ID and her Presto card in the back seat of her friend's car.
Wow.
Dropped her off home. So that turned into we need to go get that from them. They live in Kitchener. And then that turned into, since Tuesday's a holiday, let's just go out there and hang out for the day. And just, I didn't get home until like 10:30. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, I heard the fireworks go off earlier today, and I forgot it was Canada Day. And I was like, what the? Are these gunshots or fireworks? Oh yeah, it's
I
Canada
hope you guys have a happy Canada Day, even though it's almost over.
Day. 3 minutes.
Yep. Yep. It's okay. It's like, it's a holiday, so let's go get my ID. Also, let's just go hang out at their house for the day. And I'm just, okay. Alright.
So much for relaxing.
So much for relaxing and getting shit done at home. Okay. I agree, you need your ID and shit, but, Oh well, went out, had fun, played some board games and shit, And Anna's off on her usual like 3-week holiday with the in-laws out to the East Coast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The usual 3-week long visit to Danette's grandmother, who lives out in Halifax, and the rest of their extended family who lives in Newfoundland, New Brunswick. So 3 weeks of just driving all around there, visiting the whole family. Going to see stuff in the process. Demanded she take my Sprigatito plushie with her.
Just get yourself the one that transforms.
Right? Demanded. She's just like, Can I take it with me? And I'm just like, you know what? Fine. You've got your 2 other cat plushies you're taking with you already, but yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Oops. 50 seconds. Alrighty. Maybe this set of eggs. Dare I hope.
You don't have to do as many eggs as you did for the Teddy Ursa.
No, I doubt that, mainly because I've already gotten one shiny Indeedee. It was just male. So,
How dare you, Hope?
definitely not as few eggs as Ralts, though.
My fastest was Lotad at 14, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was somewhere. It was
I don't know
somewhere in the
what's-
12 to 14 window.
Yeah, for ones that I'm actually trying for, I think that Ralts is the record for me, because it was like egg number 33.
Let's go.
But, ones that I wasn't fucking trying for, is probably something like, probably like one of my shiny Growliths or my Excelgor. I really wasn't trying for that when those happened.
King Gambit's blue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same as Poniard and Bishop. Yeah, it's shiny Poniard and Bisharp are like. Yeah, here, yeah. The shiny shiny Poniard looks like this.
Dabba dee dabba da.
And shiny Bisharp looks like this.
Oh fuck.
I did just notice pulling the thing up right now that yeah, aside from the red being replaced with blue, the a lot of the metal, like the silvery components, are now gold as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I never noticed that either.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize that until just now. I was like, ah, and yeah, Poniard's like this little thing right here. As I was I did I think back in November I did Poniard for Trans Awareness Week when I was doing shiny hunting then. So I got like a couple. No, I think I got 3 total. One was the Bisharp. I got 2 Poniards, but the other Poniard was set aside for Dave because that was his request that I do that one. I was only after 1. I got 3.
I don't know if you know. Are the Japanese names for that line, are they localized off of like shogi?
All right.
Hang on, let me double check.
Like I'm thinking about the samurai
interesting
named King Gambit, and I'm like, well, obviously we're doing the whole chess thing, but I'm not seeing.
Yeah, we're doing in Japanese. Would it also be, or would it have been like shogi instead? That's an interesting question. Hang on, let me check. Let me go to Wikipedia instead of Cerebi on that because they usually have more information regarding names and origins. Let's see here. Japanese is for Poniard's Japanese name is Komatana, which is a piece in shogi. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the first part, Koma, is a piece in shogi, and the other half of the name is like katana or a kogatana, which is knife and sword. So yeah,
because I'm seeing
that would be that.
I'm seeing the king piece being like feudal era Japan themed, and I'm like, hold on. There's got to be a correlation that goes beyond the English people localizing it to chess names, because the first 2 make sense and this one does not.
Yeah. And Bisharp is Kirikizan, which mince and cut or slay. So yeah, the just Poniard had the shogi naming,
and they just ran
Bisharp
with it.
Loses it entirely. Yeah, and then yeah, but Bisharp in Japanese loses that. It's just a portmanteau of words that mean to mince and the word that means to cut or slay.
Then yeah, they saw the one shogi piece and went, "What's that like? Well, it's just Japanese chess. Okay, let's go with that."
Yeah, basically, right? That definitely feels like that. Let's check King Gambit. King Gambit's Japanese name, Dodogezan. From very... Oh. Yeah, that also... Yeah. Also kind of missing the shogi theming. But, hey. Guess what? Part of the naming convention is Dogeza, which is the bowing position.
Wow.
Which he does which is what he does whenever he does the fucking move.
What's its Japanese name?
Dodogezan.
Ah.
And it comes Do for very much. Dogeza for the kneeling down and bowing. and Zan, which is to cut or slay, which it shares with Bisharp.
Right.
So, yeah, Ponyard's Japanese name had the shogi thing to it, and then they just kind of dropped it for the rest of the line. But the English version saw that and just kind of went, you know what? That's cool. Let's run with that.
Let's just make chess boys. Meanwhile, they have nothing to do with chess.
Yes. Meanwhile, the Japanese version is just like, this one's a shogi piece. That's it. That's the last one we're doing.
Yeah, we did it. On to swords and sword stuff.
Yeah, onto swords and killing.
Okay, I'm gonna call it a night, guys, because I
Yeah,
gotta get
I'm
up very early.
Yeah, I do kind of do too.
All right, Armorhide and Sparta, have a good
Yep.
night.
Good night. Good luck
Good
on
night.
hatching.
Good luck on Hedgeman.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye. You know, realistically, I only got 2 of my targets for the month during the charity month, but I'm still gonna like hunker down and try and finish off this Indeedee before I start other stuff. And power.
Are you still actively watching Kamen Rider at all?
I am currently up to date with Gav, yes.
Is Kamen Rider not as good as it used to be, or does it just appear that way?
Depends very strongly on the season.
Well,
Gav, the current one, is actually really fucking good.
Lane won't stop talking about Revice.
I didn't watch Revice, so I don't know. I very much like tuned out for quite some time after somewhere in the middle of Saber.
Well, Saber was where I dropped all the way off.
Yeah, same. Saber just kind of killed any level of interest I had in the franchise for a long time.
They introduced
And I skipped like
Gin, which I really liked as a character, but the plot, I was like, this is all dumb.
it was the Berserk form plot line that killed it for me. I was just sitting there like this whole chunk of the show has just been fucking stupid.
This show's dumb. Why can't this show be better? Oh, it was done by the guy who did Ghost, who, shocking absolutely
Right?
no one, fucked off again.
Yeah, I don't know why they fucking trust those people more after the first time they do that shit. But yeah, I loved 0-1. I thought 0-1 was a hell of a fucking high
Guy,
point.
01 was
franchise.
fucking amazing.
Right? The only issue I have with 0-1 is the fucking Zaya tournament arc in the middle. Like the fucking episode by episode competition where just the main character's trying to prove that human gears are fine, and Zaya guy is just sitting there like, I'm going to prove that my thing is better and people can defeat robots, and then he just like straight up fucking cheated at the competition every fucking episode and just straight up committed fucking crimes in plain sight of everybody, and no one fucking did anything and continued to treat this tournament like it was actually a fucking thing. Like, that whole fucking arc was just, like, groan-worthy as shit. And then the rest of the show just picked back up and was awesome again. And it's just... But that's just a lot of Rider shows you could say that. There's that one arc somewhere in the 20s that just... The writers have no clue what the fuck to do right now. At the moment. Whereas, I think the best way I've ever heard it described was like the mid-series plot spaghetti. Where we finished where the writers have kind of wrapped up all the shit they needed to do to set up the beginning of the series, but it's not quite time to, like, kick off the finale yet. So we're just kind of throwing plot spaghetti at the wall, seeing what sticks for a bit.
Yeah.
And it didn't work very well for 0-1, because it was just like, yeah, this show is real strong, and then just, the fuck are these 8 episodes?
Yeah.
And back to awesome.
But yeah, 0-1 definitely felt like the beginning of the end, for me anyway.
Yeah, Saber killed my interest in it for a while. I picked it back up for Gav.
I heard Geet was
Because...
good.
Which one?
Is it Geets?
Geets? Yeah, Geets is like Ryuki 2.0 from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's also from what I've seen.
They also just Rider versus Rider death tournament kind of shit going on. Apparently it was good. Plot-wise, it just seems like Ryuki done a second time, but for all I know, it's good. I didn't actually sit and watch it. I skipped literally everything after midway through Saber up until the beginning of Gav. And Gav's been fucking great. Like, not even that usual, like, mid-20 episodes lull. Just, like, straight through, just fucking good writing. And, like, the other half of the show is just the action direction is fucking point on.
Right.
Like, you ever watch a rider, you know that scene from the Sabaody arc in One Piece where Luffy, like, dodges the bullet mid-stride up to the fucking Celestial Dragon? You ever want to see a fucking Kamen Rider do that mid-henshin?
Like Wesker in Resi 5?
Yeah, just like, mid-henshin, enemy shoots him. Dude, like, head ducked to the side, makes a little scar on his cheek mid-henshin.
Amazing.
It like the action direction in this show is on just a whole different fucking level. It is so good. The writer for it has that Gaim issue though, where it's like the writer forms are fucking ridiculous to look at for the horribly serious subject matter that is happening on screen. But
But for Gaim, that was a bit of a red herring.
yeah, exactly, and that's part of what it is for Gav too.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all look at the designs. Everything's all happy and colorful and all based on snack foods. And then there's like kidnapping and murder and like creatures from another dimension literally turning people into seasoning for food. And the whole thing with the main character's parentage, which, Jesus fucking Christ, if you think about that story for long enough. I don't think we talk enough about, in that show, the fact that the main character exists because his father, a monster from another dimension, kidnapped a bunch of humans and looked at the dude's mother, who was a human, and went, I like this one, I'm gonna keep her as a pet, and then sired a child with her.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
And then hold her as a hostage against her will in my mansion for the rest of her life.
On that note, I do need to get going for lunch, so I will talk to you later.
All right. Have a good night,
Have a good
man.
one.
Yeah, we're getting down towards the end of the eggs I got. Little short stream once I get to it probably, but I only have like 3 boxes left. I was usually for most of the streams I've been aiming for 5 or 6. Sunday night I decided to overdo it and give myself 10 fucking boxes of eggs to work on and just could not get through all of them. So short streams probably for the best. I didn't get to do any of the stuff I wanted to today because I ended up out and about the whole day. And I know I'm not going to be able to tomorrow because even though tomorrow's my usual off day for stream, it's also I gotta work tomorrow night, so I don't know how much off time I've got in between. Being able to get some laundry going at least, or get a video up for tomorrow would probably be wonderful to get done before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow I have no fucking clue how much time I'm gonna have. I have to go up to Newmarket and fucking go through the storage facility, load a bunch of shit into a truck, pick a list full of stuff and set it aside for a completely different call, then come back home and fucking hang out for whatever amount of time before I have to go to the store we're working at tomorrow night. Use all that stuff that's in the truck. I don't know if I have any help in Newmarket tomorrow because John needs people to make a run out to like Kingston and little north of Belleville for 2 separate things on his end of shit, which was supposed to get done on Monday, but I had other stuff to get done, and Johnny and his girlfriend both were sick on Monday. So, all that planning went out the window. John didn't want any of that done today, because he figured the 401 would be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
He was probably correct about.
100%, yeah.
And then he was talking about maybe just doing it Thursday because he knew we had shit to do tomorrow. And then I was just like, just reminding you the fact that part of the stuff being done tomorrow is us working partially overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're expecting us to get up and do, like, a massive, like, 10-hour run plus cleaning an apartment in Tweed
Yeah.
before coming home, you're be aware that I don't know how awake anyone's gonna fucking be.
That's crazy. That's...
And he's like, oh, yeah. The last I checked, I think the answer to that question Or what I mentioned is like, if need be, I can do all the shit in Newmarket tomorrow without help, and you could send them to do all that crap to get your stuff done. So I don't know if he actually decided to do that or what the plan was.
Mm-hmm.
No idea. He said he'd talk in the morning. Is the answer to my question. I told Johnny when Johnny asked me what time we were starting tomorrow and what was happening, I'm just like, ask your dad. I had a conversation with him on Monday, and he said he'd figure it out later, and I never got an answer.
That's right.
And he's gonna wait until tomorrow morning to decide.
Typical John.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay, I guess. I mean, either way, that just means I'm waking up in the morning and going to pick up the truck, but... Whether that's followed up by me immediately going to grab Johnny and Rachel, or if that's just me driving directly from the truck pickup to Newmarket.
Mm-hmm.
Up in the air until I am told otherwise. I had to just inform John when we were talking about the night work. It's like, oh, how much stuff is it? Yeah, maybe you guys get done early enough. And I'm just like, John, this is the same shit we were doing Friday night at the other store. I didn't get home until 3 a.m.
Jesus Christ.
Like, if you're expecting us to be up early enough to, like, drive out east 3 hours, do a bunch of shit, drive back an hour, do more shit, then drive home afterwards, I have no clue if we're gonna be awake enough for that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're almost better off just sending Johnny and Rachel tomorrow. As long as they're back before the fucking store closes at 9 o'clock at night, and they can help me out with the night work afterwards, whatever. Quite literally go into like 5 different Pokemon scores after I've done this stream and just ask if anybody wants, if anybody's currently in need of a 0 attack, 0 speed Indeedee female.
Why is it? What does it need to be female again?
Because the female and male Indeedee have 2 completely different movesets and stats.
That's right.
So I'm specifically Indeedee female is better as a trick room support, whereas the male one's more like has a little more balanced into attack and speed, and slightly different move.
Is the male one useful or no?
It is. I've definitely seen male Indeedee used, just not frequently. Like, it has its purposes. Like, I've seen it used as a kind of an off support / trick room counter on faster teams in like a couple of regulations ago. It kind of disappears a little bit during restricted metas, but it's definitely useful outside of that. Like, I definitely got my ass kicked by a team using a male Indeedee at Toronto Region back in December. So it's definitely a thing that gets used occasionally, but it definitely does not need a 0 speed IV. But it does. 0 attack, sure.
Yeah.
But that's a little easier to manage 1 0 IV compared to 2. 1 you can fucking guarantee.
Yeah.
Just use the power item.
Yeah.
Second one, it's a little bit of a crapshoot, but if you got the right material to start with. In my case, thankfully, somebody handed it to me. I did not question, and I'm not questioning the validity of it. for reasons. So, somebody handed me this Ditto a couple weeks ago.
Huh.
0 attack, 0 speed, Korean Ditto, which means it's useful as a Masada method hunting Ditto as well. Because it has the two different Pokemon in the breeding equation have to be from two different languages.
Yeah, they can't detect if the parents are attacked, right?
No, that's not even checked. It's if the Pokemon was fine, because the minute they hatch out of the egg in the game, they're just whatever the fuck the rules of the game.
Yeah.
So they're kind of legal from that point forward. If the parents hack, doesn't really matter. But somebody handed me this because I was asking if anybody had a 0 speed, 0 attack Ditto, and they handed me this guy, and I was like, I'm just not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Man, I'm pretty sure my 6 perfect IV Italian Ditto's fucking not legit. And I've had that thing since fucking X and Y. So. Fucking got that no friggin' Wonder Tray.
Oh yeah.
I saw it and I'm like, I don't know for sure, but I got a sneaking suspicion that's not sneaking suspicion that's not a legit Ditto, but fuck if I'm not gonna use it to make legit things. At very least for Masada method shiny hunting for the 0 speed, 0 attack shit I'm looking for, God is that useful.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching a video a couple days ago about like competitive, like how the competitive has shifted. But I think this video was like a couple of months old. It's talking about how Landorus Therian is used as a special attacker. Instead of like Earth Power instead of Earthquake.
Not Therian, but like base Landorus.
No, Therian 2 they were talking about.
Really? I've never seen Therian used as a special attacker.
It was because he could tank iron.
Intimidate's good for it,
yeah. Yeah, it was you because of iron thorns or the fucking Dawn fan.
Oh yeah,
because
Iron Tread.
It can survive, and I think 2-hit iron whatever the fuck it is with Earth Power, but it can't kill it with Earthquake.
Oh yeah, because of defensive.
Yeah.
Which, okay, yeah, that definitely was a couple of a while back because Iron Treads is like barely used.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've almost never seen Iron Treads used. Fucking the past version saw more use as far as I'm aware.
Iron Tusk. Maybe Iron Tusk is what I'm thinking about. Iron Tusk. Yeah, the one from Scarlet.
Great. Yeah, okay, yeah, the Great Tusk.
Yeah, that one.
That saw a fair amount of use in like early regulations. It kind of fell off entirely whenever the restricted started popping in. Mainly because of the ridiculous amount of Calyrex ice that exists in the meta. So the ground type doesn't really do well. Neither is Landorus, honestly, with fucking Glacial Lance that potentially gives that thing a +1 to its attack every time one of your Pokemon go down.
He was talking about...
I
was talking about that Earth Power will kill more Pokemon. It listed what Pokemon it was. I don't remember, but there was like a lot of them that like it'll kill it faster than Earthquake will.
Yeah, that's just I think a lot of spawns in this in the meta this generation have been very defense heavy. So yeah, I get if they have a weaker special defense, then yeah, maybe that would work out pretty well. Like I know like Landorus Incarnate saw a lot of use as a special attacker too.
Mhm.
Like there was a point like towards the end of Sword and Shield and for like the majority of Scarlet Violet, where Incarnate kind of became a lot higher used than Therian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does Incarnate also have Intimidate? No, right?
Nope. If I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure it's what's the name of it? Yeah, the one that removes the secondary effects of moves, but boosts
Yes.
attack.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Incarnate's
That
ability.
they were
which
mentioning
also it's pretty good. Yeah, and it's a better special attacker than physical in the
because I
Incarnate
think they were
so-
saying that they were using Psychic too.
Yeah, something like I've seen like some weird sets with Incarnate.
Because I think Psychic has a secondary effect. Question mark. Is it lower
Yes, it
special
does. Lower
defense?
special
Yeah.
defense. Yeah. So Psychic does get a boost off of that ability, yeah. But yeah, no, you started seeing a bit of that at the end of Sword and Shield, and then like for the majority of Scarlet and Violet, that was kind of happening. That's partially because Intimidate started becoming a little less useful because of Clear Amulet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet introduced Clear Amulet, which basically you stick that on one of your big attackers, and suddenly its attack can't get reduced.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, Scarlet and Violet introduced a lot of different mons with like Defiant or Unaware.
Yeah.
So suddenly it didn't fucking matter as much. So the Intimidate ceased being quite as useful, and like I said, high defense mons existing in the meta, so
Yeah.
What was that? Fucking that one weird mon I kept seeing. What? Fucking right. I'm pretty sure it was Scrafty.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Didn't Scrafty like
like
win Worlds, or was it like runner up or some shit like that?
One of the regionals, like more recently. It was very high up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just because of it's Eviolite Scrafty, but it didn't like need the defensive values per se. It was just more you needed it to be a certain below a certain speed, so it went first in Trick Room. And like you couldn't do that if it was evolved, even though you had the move set for what you needed.
Yeah.
But like unevolved, it was slow enough. I guess that's the same thing though with like Murkrow seeing use of Scarlet and Violet like the first couple regulations.
Yeah,
as well.
I was using Murkrow at the start of Scarlet and Violet when I was playing.
Yeah, because of the fucking
Tailwind foul play
with with the prankster ability on it. And more recently, we had Scovillain make an appearance, doing pretty good at recent tournament as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just somebody looked at things and went, "Hey, if you put Scovillain next to Koraidon and use Spicy Extract on Koraidon to give it a boost in attack power, suddenly Koraidon can one-shot a bunch of threats that it couldn't use." Somebody realized that and brought Scovillain to the tournament with Koraidon.
Is Miraidon better than Koraidon in competitive or no? Or are they about the same?
Miraidon's kind of just ridiculous on its own. So, like, when it was the single restricted, Koraidon barely saw any use, but Miraidon was one of the highest used things in the fucking format.
Mm-hmm.
The minute you switch over to double restricted, though, Koraidon's seen a lot more use, but Miraidon has its uses for just kind of getting slapped onto whatever.
Is Koraidon Drought? Or is it something else?
Yes. It is Drought with extra steps.
And then Miraidon is the electric field, right?
Yeah, Miraidon is electric surge with extra steps. Yeah. Both of them set the field condition that they do, and then get a consistent additional boost. But Rhydon is pretty decent in double restricted. Nobody really used it in single. And Miraidon's just kind of splashable onto whatever team you want. It just fucking rips shit apart all by itself. I've seen a bunch of people running a Miraidon Calyrex Ice like balance team, but I've been kind of playing around with a hard Trick Room version of that for the last little while.
How many legendaries are you left to have in a party now?
It's double restricted currently, so 2 restricteds are your limit, but whatever additional legendaries that aren't counted as restricteds on top of that or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, all the box legendaries you're allowed 2. Lunala saw a lot of use at the beginning of that rule set, and it's kind of fallen off a little bit.
Is Kyogre still good?
Kyogre's kind of fallen off a little bit. And Groudon, Groudon wasn't used a whole lot in the last couple of years.
Koraidon's just a bit of Groudon, no?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. The difference is typing. Yeah. That's about it. And Koraidon's just a fighting dragon that gets a... Because there's the thing. Groudon sets Sun, but is a ground type. And doesn't really have fire moves outside of Fire Punch. So he sets the weather and then doesn't really benefit from it. Not only does Koraidon set the Sun, he gets a fucking attack boost under the Sun. And then he has a fighting move that gets a further attack bonus under the Sun.
Yeah.
So it's just, he sets terrain and benefits from it, where Groudon doesn't. So Koraidon's just seen a lot of use anyway, but Groudon wasn't all that popular in previous gens anyway, unless you were really after that Sun team.
Yeah, because I think even Ninetales did its job better.
To an extent, I definitely saw Groudon teams running with G-Max Charizard and Sword and Shield. That was popular.
Well, they nerfed both of them, I think, after Gen 6, right? Weather?
A little bit. I mean, the weather didn't get nerfed, it was just that neither of them was quite as good without the Primal anymore. Because Gen 6, they were all ridiculous.
No, but I thought they did something to weather after one of the generations.
I feel like they nerfed it after Gen 5.
It might have been Gen 5, yeah.
Yeah, I believe Gen 5 had, I forget what the difference was. I feel like it was something like the time limit.
I think that's what it was. Because I think
drought
was permanent.
It just kind of keep... Yeah, I think, Sun and Rain were both, either permanent or lasted a lot longer, and then Gen 6, they made it 5 turns, or 8 if you had the hold item. Because fucking Gen 5 VGC, it was weather everywhere.
And Gen 6 were changed to so in Gen 5 weather lasted the entire battle, and then they changed it in Gen 6.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. That was the thing. I know they nerfed, going into Gen 7, they nerfed Talonflame.
Yeah.
Because Gale Wings now doesn't work if the Pokemon's not at full HP.
Yeah, Talonflame was disgusting back in Gen 6.
Oh god, it was ridiculous.
so
in Gen
stupid.
6. Fucking priority Brave Bird
Yeah.
on that
Yep.
thing. And the fun part is in Gen 8, I saw a lot of Talonflame still used in Sword and Shield.
Oh yeah?
But it was just for that, it was that turn 1 priority Tailwind that you could then go into, like, whatever attack moves later.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't have room on this team for a full support like Whimsicott, but, like, I still need that Tailwind up turn 1, and then I need that to turn into an attacker. And then I know after for this gen, they nerfed both Zacian and Zamazenta. In the fact that their abilities are no longer activate more than once in a battle.
Oh yeah?
So if you swap them out and then back in again, they don't get the attack and defense boost anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah, so that only works once per battle. The difference is Zamazenta got a different upgrade in this gen, and it is now everywhere.
Which one's Zamazenta?
Different
Is
reasons.
that the sword?
The shield
Shield.
dog. Yeah, the sword dog kind of lost all popularity with the nerf because you can only do so much with it now. Zamazenta got body press added to its moveset.
Is that the one with the weight?
That body press is the fighting move that works off of the user's defense stat instead of attack.
Oh, defense.
Yeah, so you have you have Iron Defense Zamazenta running around the meta, and since it's a steel fighting type, that is a stab move too.
Yep.
That thing's just everywhere because of that. Calyrex Ice and Calyrex Shadow both kind of seeing their usual usage. And people staring at those two existing, and then over at Groudon and Kyogre just like... Look, if you're going to give one of these sets of Pokemon a 100% accurate spread move that does shit, the least you can do is let Precipice Blaze and fucking Origin Pulse be fucking, be 100% accurate, too.
Are the Calyrexes dual type?
Yeah. Cali Shadow, they're both Psychic, whatever, so Psychic
Ice,
Ghost and Psychic Ice. Yeah.
Does Steel resist Psychic? I don't remember.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so that just makes it a neutral.
That just makes it neutral for that. I know Cali Shadow's the one running Psychic moves more often than not. Cali Ice doesn't really have a good option for Psychic.
Oh, no?
Yeah, because Shadow is a special attacker, Ice is a physical attacker.
That makes
So
sense.
Cali Shadow can get like Expanding Force and Psychic and whatever, and use that stat. Cali Ice doesn't really get a physical Psychic move, like no Zen Headbutt, no anything like that. So it's kind of shit out of luck on that end of things. Unless you want to like, then you'd have to go Terra Psychic. Why the fuck would you do that?
When you
Thinking Terra Blast, and like, why the fuck would you?
yeah, what is a run Terra?
For Cali Ice, usually it's back and forth right now. My preference has been Terra Water for a long time, but that's just because that kind of covers me defensively for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's Water is just kind of the go-to defensive Terra more often than not for most things. Just because it has like the least number of weaknesses.
Yeah.
So I've seen Terra Dragon a fair amount. I've seen some people run like some other weird ones, but Terra Water's kind of been my preference. Terra Dragon's more like if you're really concerned about the Miraidon matchup.
Yeah.
Because then not only are you resistant to some other shit, but you're resistant to fucking, you're resistant to electric in your Terra as well. So you don't have to worry about as much for that attack. And Miraidon has to work, but I sit there and I'm like, okay, but Calyrex Ice just kind of, if you get that Trick Room up first, it doesn't need to worry about Miraidon anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's just gonna threaten the damn thing with the super effective ice move. So I'm like, I don't care as much about the Miraidon matchup in that case. Also, I've like my Cali Ice teams pretty consistently have Ursaluna sitting around, so I'm not as concerned about that matchup. So I just go with the Terra Water a lot because it's just good defensive typing for other things.
Yeah.
And I'm usually running Redirect as well, so the only thing that Miraidon is threatening my Calyrex with, for the most part, is Discharge and whatever. That's not gonna KO.
Yeah.
I've run that math.
Yeah, competitive Pokemon is something I've wanted to get into recently, but I'm just so fucking lazy to just fucking learn all the Pokemon and learn all their typings again. And that's
Yeah. There's some cool shit going on around the place. Koraidon's decent when paired with other things. I've been testing out a, like I said, a Calyrex Ice Miraidon full Trick Room team. That because I just went, well, I can run my usual Trick Room shenanigans, but with Miraidon threatening like massive damage outside of Trick Room. And then also, if I'm running Miraidon, I get a chance to utilize that 0-speed Iron Hands I still have.
Yeah.
That nice, lovely, shiny 0-speed Iron Hands that Dave found and handed me. That I used all of like once on one team and then haven't had a good use for it since. And like, yeah, put that on on a hard Trick Room team with Calyrex, Ice, and Miraidon, and just have that thing get an attack boost further just for Miraidon being around.
Yeah.
And just running an Assault Vest like I usually do, so it just tanks hits and just smashes people upside the head. I'm like, yeah, perfect. I was talking to people about it, and they're just like, oh, well, you know, hard Trick Room's got all these, like, weaknesses, and if you're running Psy Spam, all they need is a Dark type, and I'm like, yes. That's why every hard Trick Room needs a good fighting type.
Yeah.
And suddenly all of your issues vanish. It's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna keep your Dark type in front of my Psy Spam user? Cool. There's a fucking fighting type that's gonna break you right next to that.
Yep.
So, you gonna chance that one? I know, like, before the restricted meta, my go-to for that was Glade.
Why Glade?
Synergy with Indeedee. Yeah, you ever have a fucking sharpness boosted Psycho Cut on Psychic Terrain?
Yeah, because I say Indeedee Psychic Terrain, right? Yeah.
Yep. Indeedee dropped Psychic Terrain while also being a redirect and a Trick Room setter.
Jesus Christ.
Is
Glade slow?
So, like, Glade can't, not that slow, but slow enough. It's like kind of like mid-tier speed.
Okay.
So, like, you drop it with nature and 0 speed IV, and it can be like decently slow to underspeed most threats. Yeah. And what was the other thing? I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, Glade also gets Wide Guard.
Oh yeah.
So like it's just here's my one that I usually use. Sharpness, Clear Amulet, so it can't have its attack reduced, and it just sits there with Psycho Cut and Sacred Sword.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ.
And it's also a Trick Room setter too, so you sit this thing next to Indeedee and you get to choose. Do I follow me on Indeedee and Trick Room with Glade, or do I Wide Guard with Glade and Trick Room with Indeedee?
Mm-hmm.
Which of these things is more likely to fucking to let me survive this turn and get my Trick Room off? And then you get then once Trick Room's up, you start the next turn with a fucking Helping Hand Psycho Cut on Psychic Terrain or Sacred Sword into their Dark type.
Wide Guard only works on if it's a move that hits.
If it's a spread move.
Right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. If it hits both targets, it blocks.
Mm-hmm.
I've also ran a Gallade for a while that used Upper Hand instead as well.
What's Upper Hand do?
But I found why Upper Hand is they introduced it in one of the DLC packs. It's fake out for priority moves.
Oh.
If your opponent if the target that you select is using a priority move, you out priority them and fake out them.
It's crazy.
So like I literally would just use that to just fake out the fake out moves.
Does that also counter Sucker
But at the end of the day, yeah, if they're not using a priority move, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So like it can block fake out if they're using fake out. It was a fun move to use in like earlier regulations, but once it got around to like restrict to like some later stuff, it was just like there's too much spread going on. I need the wide guard back.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that worried about fake out because I'm either running Indeedee with psychic terrain or I'm running Farigarath with armor tail and they can't priority anyway.
Yeah.
It's just it's more useful to have the fucking wide guard and just protect from like rock slide and earthquake if I'm trying to set trick.
Is Farigarath still good?
Yes.
Or
Farigarath is currently one of the better trick room setters.
Earth.
Like I was using it for a while with Calyrex Ice. Just because it's Indeedee for the same reason you want to use Indeedee, except it doesn't have the redirect. That's the only downside. But your opponent can't like fuck over your counter to fake out with shenanigans. Like with Indeedee, suddenly you have to worry about the fake out again because they brought in Rillaboom and suddenly it's grassy terrain instead of psychic.
Yeah.
But Farigarath, it's just its ability. If Farigarath's on the field, they can't hit you with priority moves. Period. And then he just sits there with Helping Hand, Trick Room, and Foul Play for damage.
Yeah. I remember I built one when the gen first came out.
Or in another case, a lot of people also run like Psychic Noise as a potential attack as well, which prevents regeneration and healing attacks.
Safety Goggles does what?
Prevents any weather damage and makes them immune to any like outer spore. So it's purely there to counter Amoonguss.
Yeah.
So Amoonguss can't spore him. And it's Terror Ground because I use them a lot in situations with Miraidon on the field, so if I really think that I need to survive whatever the fuck's about to hit me, just Terror Ground and suddenly Miraidon can't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, my Indeedee over here, I Terra Water Rocky Helmet specifically for the sake of fucking Urshifu.
Yeah.
Because I just sit there and and Terra Water, Surging Strike is now follow me into the Indeedee and just Surging Strike is doing fuck all damage and you're taking damage every time you hit me. Come at me, bro.
Is that Hydrapple or is that something else?
That is Hydrapple.
What does it do in competitive?
Realistically, not a huge amount. It doesn't see a lot of use, but I was playing around with it for a long while because it is the slowest Pokemon in the game that learns Dragon Cheer.
What's Dragon Cheer do?
Move that they introduced with the Indigo Disc DLC. It makes it basically it only works in doubles, and it makes it so the user's partner gets a +1 to their crit stat, and unless they're a dragon type, in which case they get a +2 to their critical hit. Which if you see the scope lens Dragalge sitting here,
yeah,
that Hydrapple is 1 speed point slower than this Strigulgi at level 50.
Yeah.
And uses Dragon Shear, and then this Strigulgi suddenly has 100% crit rate.
Shit, it's crazy.
With adaptability.
What's adaptability again?
Makes all of its stab moves 2 times damage instead of 1.5.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, slow-ass Strigulgi with adaptability getting 100% crit rate in Trick Room.
And then fucking
And then
Water
just
Terror
going-
Scald.
Yeah, Water Terra Scald. I love it so much.
So, if you Dragon Cheer when it's Terra Water, does that still affect it or no?
No. You'd have to do it while it's still
'Cause
Dragon.
So what if it does it when it's Dragon? Sorry, is it only for one turn?
It's a... It just gives it a stat boost.
Oh, and then so
So
as long as you do it before.
If Dragon... Yeah. As long as you do it before you Terra, it gives you the +2. But if you do it after you Terra, it's still a +1.
Yeah, that's sick.
And with Scope Lens, that's 50% crit rate, so it's still pretty
Yeah.
good. But you want that 100%, that's the thing. And like Sludge Wave hits both enemy targets as a poison move, so you get that giant boosted crit damage Sludge Wave on both targets. And 100% crit Draco Meteor is hilarious. Because the stat drop doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because it ignores you,
Because
right?
when you crit, it ignores your opponent's defense buffs, and it ignores your attack down.
Yeah. Well, doesn't it ignore
So-
all buffs?
It ignores... it will keep your attack buffs.
Oh.
It specifically ignores any attack debuffs on you, and any defense buffs on the other guy.
That's fucking...
So it'll hit through whatever
fucking
when
great.
you crit. So, yeah, 100% crit Draco Meteor. Oh god, when that combo went off, it was fucking amazing. just watching the other guy just drop dead, basically. And it's like somebody looked at me when I brought this out, and I was just like, okay, but what if I bring out a steel type? I either resist or am immune to, like, all of your attacks. And I looked at him and was like, that's what Torkoal's for. Like,
fucking love Torkoal.
I'm sorry, do you think I'm bringing this combo without Torkoal sitting there too? Just fucking charcoal boosted eruption under the sun. Oh man. Like, yeah, what if I bring a steel type? It just negates it. Okay, yeah, but I have Torkoal. What's your point?
Yep. Fucking Torkoal's one of my favorites.
Well, what's your fucking point? I have Torkoal. And occasionally, and at least one version of that team had Armarouge.
Yeah.
So, like... Just sitting here staring at my Oranguru in this box. Like, did I ever actually put Oranguru on a team? I don't remember ever actually using it.
And Struck boosts attack power, right?
No, it just makes the target go a second time
Oh.
and just use the previous attack that they did. So I can sit it next to Torkoal and just run 2 eruptions in a single turn.
It's crazy.
It's nice to have, and it's a half decent Trick Room setter, but there's so many better Trick Room setters that it's like, do I use it? It needs to be a very specific team to make proper use of that and have it actually be good outside of just spamming Instruct.
I remember really wanting to use fucking slacking and Metachan and skill swapping, and it just never worked. I could never get it to work.
Yeah. The problem always becomes VGC is a lot more fast-paced than you'd like to think sometimes. So it just, at the end of the day, sometimes, like, if it takes a turn to set it up, it's almost not worth it. But Yeah, then there's fucking Kunkelder
Yep.
here.
Is
my
that the
God.
facade?
No, just Guts, Flame Orb. I didn't put Facade on this version of it. But close combat, knockoff, Poison
Yep.
Jab. Mainly because at the time, I was worried about a lot of Terra Fairy options and at least one Fairy type that was, like, common use. And Kunkelder just one-tapped those things.
Yeah, Kunkelder's fucking really good.
Yeah. I brought Kunkelder to Toronto Regional this year as part of my team. There's a bunch of people who just looked at that like, Kunkelder? All right. Okay, let's see this. And then Kunkelder just ended up being my fucking goat that whole
Mhm.
time. That thing just ripped through my opponents so many matches. It was so good.
That's fucking funny.
That was also the team I was using Sinistra as a Trick Room setter, so...
Okay, Ring, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm pretty well done stream too. I've just been installing in chat.
Yeah.
I finished the eggs a while
Yeah, I
ago. I'm
noticed.
just like, hey, we're talking about BGC stuff. I'll continue this conversation.
Yeah. Everybody, have a good night.
All right, you
See ya.
too. Yeah, see you later. Alrighty, everybody. Let's see who is rateable at present. My wireless mouse does not want to turn back on properly right now. Left it sitting not doing anything for too long, and now it's just like, no, I'm in sleep mode. Anyways, let's see. We got... Don't know who a lot of these people are, so they're probably Ichi follows. Logic's playing Mecha Break, which just came out. Realistically, we got Stella currently playing Storage Hunter Simulator. I mean, that's interesting. None of the Pokemon peeps I follow are currently streaming. That would have been the preference. Stella's usually a pretty good option, though, so we will raid off to Stella. I know a bunch of the shiny hunters that are associated with Pokemon Pride are currently taking like a week off. Finished a month-long event, and now everybody's taking a break. But yeah. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. It has been fun. We're gonna go raid off to Stella Cosmister. Still haven't chatted with Stella too many times, but they are a very good friend of Lydia's, who is a good friend of the channel at this moment. And yeah, we will head over to Stella and show some support. Thank you all very much for coming out. I will be back again on Thursday night, starting my playthrough of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster. That I've been saying I was going to do for a while now, but now that Mass Effect's done and the Shiny Hunting Charity Month is done, perfect timing. Anyways, thank you very much for coming out. I will see you again on Thursday. Peace.